Hey anglers, it's Sean, aka Fish On, here with the weekly fishing recon report brought to you by BlackOpsFishing.com. Real undercover fishing. This week I had luck with largemouth bass at some of my small local secret ponds. It was slow, but at times there was lots of bites. Also, the Salmon River is on fire. Many breeders have been seen. Remember, it's catch and release only until tomorrow, 4/21/12. Me and Hitman also got a few fish around Wethersfield Cove to the Salmon River boat launch, including channel cats, stripers, perch, bass, American eels, and white catfish. The best fish was a 4-pound channel cat. Hitman landed on a spinnerbait. Connecticut Outfitters Fishing Report by Gary. Big news, anglers. The bait is finally here. Herring and alewives are going berserk. Wethersfield Cove is loaded with bait. Stripers are plunging at them. The river is boiling with action. Stripers are breaching from Cromwell to Hartford with big ones mixed in. Green crabs are in stock now, as well as flounder chum, sand and bloodworms and live eels. Don't forget, Gary has a 24-hour live bait machine in front of his store. If you can't make it during regular hours or you run out of bait during the middle of the night, visit the bait machine. Connecticut River, mouth. Gary says bait is staging up outside the mouth of the Connecticut River, and this includes alewife, bluebacks, and yes, some bunker in the mix. Lower Connecticut River, herring are moving through in smaller numbers. Alewife can be seen gathering in the Salmon River near the Leesville Dam. Schoolie stripers seem to be everywhere. In the greater Hartford area, keeper striper reports are coming in every day now. Carp fishing is excellent. Paderewski Pond is great for black crappie. Also, Matt was killing smallies in the Enfield area on albino and LC shakers, 3 1/4 inch with the 1/4 inch lead heads from shore near the confluence of the Scannick River. His biggest weighing 4.5 pounds. Marine report from Gary. Blackfish seem to be picky, but green crabs and Asian crabs have been working closer to the inlets. He has also heard some success flounder outings around Waterford. Sandworms and clam chum are the ticket. Connecticut Outfitters also reports bunker and some striper action on the Thames. Fish Connection, Preston report. Jack said the big news was the bunker showing up on the Thames all the way to the Norwich Harbor, with 4 to 5 pound bluefish slamming them at the mouth of the river. Paquanack Cove and Buoy 27 are producing stripers. Also, striper fishing in front of the casino is a good bet. Cheyenne, who often fishes the cove in his kayak, reminds us to use large lures, 8 to 9 inch range. Some of his favorites are the Ozuri, crystal minnow, super fluke, hoagies, and sluggos. A few stripers have been caught in the Greenville Dam area. Fish Connection, Mystic River. Cheyenne spotted cinderworms. Bass were feeding on them using a cinderworm fly on a dropper loop was productive. Fish are chasing smelt in the river. No big fish, but lots of schoolies, with the largest being reported at 27 inches. We still desperately need rain to bring in the big run of bass. We are all praying for the rain anticipated for this weekend. Winter flounder fishing is good, and anglers have been filling their 2-fish flounder limits on the Niantic River and off of Bluff Point. A few guys have also accidentally hooked into an occasional flounder while trying for blackfish at Millstone. Sandworms are the best bait. Vladimir Brook, spotting herring in Niantic area. Over 16,000 have been counted so far this season. Carp fishing is very good, and Paquanack Cove has been producing some large fish. Cheyenne says a few customers have been hitting the trout management areas on the Salmon and Farmington rivers with great success. Small ponds that are open to fishing prior to April 21st have been producing the usual bass, pickerel, and panfish. Fishing Factory 3 report from Middletown. Andrew tells us he spent the last few weeks filling up the shop with all the latest rods, reels, and lures, with still plenty more to come. Andrew would like us to know that the shop is hosting a catered barbecue for the next 3 weekends, so stop in and register for the trout tournament and join the fun. Sandworms and bloodworms are now in stock. Blackfish. A few fish were reported from the rock piles in Niantic Bay. but other than that it's been kind of quiet. Reports are a little better to the west of the Connecticut River. Andrew says he has had a scattered report of winter flounder from the usual places. Also, reports of bunker in the Norwich Harbor came into the shop this week, and some small harbor-sized bluefish in the mouth of the Thames. The mouth of the Connecticut River has an abundant supply of schoolie striped bass with some legal fish mixed in. Expect that bite to bust wide open in the next few weeks as the bait starts to move in. The Salmon River, Farmington River, and Hammonasset are all fishing well at the moment. River flows are ideal. Small Rapala husky jerks and rooster tails continue to be the lures of choice. Mealworms and garden worms will also get them tight. Just remember, it's catch and release in these areas. The pike bite in Haddam has slowed down, but there are still some gators willing to take a swipe at a swim bait or slam a large live bait in that area. The coves, especially Chapman's Pond, have been giving up a few northerns, but he's heard nothing about any real monsters. Andrew was talking to a few of the commercial shad fishermen who say there is no shortage of bait from Essex to the breakwalls for stripers. There are a good amount of schoolie-sized fish being caught in the river, and this week there were reports of legal-sized fish being caught, and it's been pretty consistent. They weighed in a 22-pounder and a 4.5 that was caught on a sandworm in Cromwell. The good speed at the Haddam Bridge has caught up with a nice few fish as well. The white perch fishing has been pretty solid. Most of the reports are coming from anglers fishing for stripers with worms up and down the river. One angler caught a 30-pound 41-inch striper on a trout worm while fishing for white perch. He was right behind the meadow meat on the river. That's the Black Ops Fishing Recon Report. See you next week. Keep off my bass.